welcome back to my channel. This is Becky. I wanted to give you a little bit more clarity on the outcomes for when I work with somebody. So, who exactly do I help? I've kind of talked about that in some other videos. Well, my number one target audience is single parents. That's what I was, and I felt like I needed somebody who could kind of come alongside of me, partner up, and tell me what I needed to kind of work on and how to do it, and then I would be a better parent. So now that I am a grandma and I have so much time on my hands and I have my own business, I get to do that for you. The second group that I enjoy helping are couples that want to be what I call kingdom spouses that have traditional family values who desire a godly ordained marriage. Now, the reason why I get all detailed in there is because I can help anybody that wants help. I can give anybody advice in what direction they want to go in life. But I usually find that I do well given my background of having been raised with a grandfather who was a hardworking steel mill worker and a Pentecostal preacher who would do tent revivals. So I'm very familiar with the traditional value system. And then I also have on my grandmother's side that she came from the Cherokee natives in the Kentucky area, and so she has a lot of more shamanistic, more Native American, herbalistic, natural holistics. So I have that background. And then I have another grandmother who came from Mississippi up into this area, who's had a lot of extensive in the entertainment and hospitality, and so there's a lot there. As well as a lot of military in my background. So you'll see that sometimes I could be a little rigid, sometimes I have to think and process words, so my tone and believe me, I've had lots of people tell me I need to fix how I talk, and unfortunately this is just how I talk, because information comes to my brain and I have to process it and then try to figure out how to send that message through my mouth. And a lot of my clients that are 15 to 30-year-olds kind of have some of the similar issues with communication, and so I've overcome a lot of struggles. People in my family overcome. We've had nonverbal autistic family members who have becoming verbal, and so we know how to help people wherever they're at make progress, and that's really the ultimate goal. So another thing on here I have is, what outcome are you helping people get? Well, my number one goal is to bring families closer together, because usually problems in intimacy and bonding are happening because of communication behavior problems. So once I come in and I help people work through those behavior and communication issues, then the family can actually enjoy each other's company more and experience happiness in their life more. The other outcome that I know people experience working with me is they end up having less stress and there's less conflict in the home. And who doesn't want that? All right. Another outcome is that without what pain point? So one, the youth is usually acting out or shutting down and withdrawing. So could he be hurting others or hurting self in some way, shape, or form? This is usually an attempt to get their needs met. And the adult or the parent is usually frustrated and not knowing how to help their child or, the individual. They are wanting to take care of that person, but just don't know how to meet that person's needs. And so I can come in and kind of help mediate and help you figure out what your individual needs are and how to both get that met, if that makes sense. Okay. What have people tried in the past that didn't work? Okay, most of the people that I've worked with that have found success have tried working with therapists, they've tried working with counselors, they've worked with social workers, they've worked with the neuropsychologist, they worked with the psychiatrist, they've worked with behavior specialists, they've worked with vocational rehabilitation, they've worked with family support services. There's all the organizations, right? So why do I think that those systems didn't work for the individuals that find success working with me? Well, those systems are actually outdated strategies and they have general treatment protocols that are not specific to the individual needs of the family. I've even had myself personally where I had a family member who was in crisis and had to call an emergency to have the ambulance come, and we had to go sit in the emergency room under supervision and all that fun stuff for over 24 hours. And then all they did was say, okay, well, now you guys can go ahead and leave. They've calmed down now. And I said, no, you guys didn't do anything. You babysat us for 24 hours and now you're sending us on our way. So anyway, I have a lot of personal experience as well as professional experience to help you if this is something that you need to address. Also, why does this not work? Well, now we can go into, well, how is my solution different? Okay. What I've developed is a proven method. I mean, I have family members as well as clients, as well as students, as well as the caregivers on all levels that can show the proof that there is a method to my madness. No, that the scientifically proven methods that I use are scientifically proven. And I have the demonstration in my portfolio of the services that I provided and the help that it's created in the communities and the individual lives. I've developed this personal proven method of having conversations with loved ones that are emotionally dysregulated out of first survival, and then out of a passion. It was like, okay, once I learned how to survive the mental wars that were happening in the people around me, well, then I had to learn how to deal with the mental war within myself. And so now, moving forward, I'm like, okay, now I can be the solid guiding light, the beacon that says, all right, if you're still in the trenches, or if you know somebody's in the trenches and you want to become a beacon light, then go ahead and schedule that free consultation so we could talk about your situation and how I can help you. So why is my solution better than all the others? Well, not only did I earn a bachelor's and a master's degree in teaching individuals with special needs, and I have well over 30 years of experience as a behavior specialist and an educator, I have used this 7-step method of getting on the same page with literally thousands of individuals in all types of settings, in the home, in school, in communities, in group homes, in assisted livings, in nursing. So I've used this in all settings, and it is proven to work. Not only do I assist the individual improve their communication skills, but I also assist the parent and the caregiver with improving their communication and advocacy skills. So anyone that's living in the home with that individual, I'm going to help provide them with the tools and supports that they need as well. So you get a really tailored program that is designed specifically for your individual needs for your family. And most places, most therapists, most doctors' offices, they don't do that. They give you standard protocol. If you don't fit the protocol, well, we're going to fit you and shove you inside of a box. We're going to take this square peg and we're going to make it we're going to shave it down until you're round. We're going to put you on the right meds, and now you're going to meet this diagnosis. I don't do that kind of stuff. All right, then we've got how do I make sure that you get results? Well, that's why I have the 7 weeks shorter version, and then I have a 90-day, which is a 3-month version of the programming. I prefer for families to go, and then I'm also working on a full year-long mentorship. But at the end of the three months, if you decide you want to renew the membership, then we can do another quarter. But I'm trying to find packages. So some families only need me for 7 weeks. Some people need me for 3 months. Some need me for half a year. Some need me for a year, and some need me for a couple of years. So I'm coming up with different packages, which is why you'll never hear me talk about prices, and you can't lock me down into like giving you a menu of services at prices, because everything is tailored and individualized to the family. And I do that usually on a sliding scale. So I look at the family's income. So yes, in the beginning, you're going to be giving me a lot of personal information. You're going to be giving me medical diagnosis documents. You're going to be giving me things that I'm going to need in order to properly help you heal generational wounds and family bloodline curses and things that are going to be needing me to have that kind of information that you've gathered from all the other professionals that would have been successful had they worked. Since they didn't work, you're now here seeing me. So I need to know all the pieces of your puzzle, and then we can move forward of putting those pieces together in a new way to make a better picture for yourself. So that's why I prefer at least the 90 days. So it all depends on the family, what the needs are, how intense, but we could talk more about that when you schedule your free consultation. And then how is this a financial priority? Why should you do it right now? What's the urgency? I don't want to be a salesman and be like, oh, I got limited spaces, but I really do have limited spaces. You'll have money because you won't need to pay for all the other doctors and the visits and the therapies and the medications and the sessions and the scans and the blood work, because we will be working on a more balanced way of you being able to handle your loved one's needs. So, what have I done to speed up your results? How can I say that I can give you faster results than these doctors that have PhDs? Well, not only am I a highly qualified special education teacher and a behavior specialist for over 3 decades, but I was also a single mother of 3 neurodivergent children with behavior and communication difficulties since 1999. I also was married to someone who was bipolar, ADHD, and had a lot of other issues that went along with those diagnoses. So I can speak from personal experience as well as professional experience, as well as I've worked with some of the best experts out there. So, and I will continue to work on, who knows, maybe I'll end up with my PhD. So how can I help you save time? Well, you get to work at your own pace with your own support system. I am a solopreneur, so I am the only person that will be working with you. You will have my personal attention, my energy, my wisdom, my knowledge, which, believe me, cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars and decades, as well as the blood, the sweat, the tears, the spiritual knockout punches that I had to go round and round with witches and warlocks and demons and vampires and the guys in the suits, okay? And the mean girl clubs. So I've had to battle a lot to be able to sit here and say that I have been granted by God the ability to say that I am an expert when it comes to communication, behavior, and relationships. And so yes, I am able to save you a lot of time. But if anybody says that they are related to me, they're working with me, they're married to me, anything that they are helping me in some way, just know that that is a scam. I am the only one that is running this show right now. So yes, it is starting off as a 3-ring circus with me being the ringmaster. But I am so grateful that you're here joining me as I have fun with this new adventure. Every once in a while inside my head I have the so thank you for joining me on this adventure of being able to take what I've already mastered and now have fun with it and help those that are still in the trenches be able to see that there really is a light at the end of the tunnel, and Jesus is really reaching out for you. So do not give up and keep moving forward, soldiers. Okay. All right. At this stage of my development, my brand has only me. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am a goofball, but guess what? I have earned the right to laugh in the devil's face, and I am here to help you now do the same. Why should you act now? Well, obviously, my schedule really is busy. So spots are very limited. Not only do I have a very busy personal life, but professional life, but I also like solitude. So there is times where I need to be able to go out into nature and just meditate and listen to some meditation music. So I try to keep a balanced life. So I really do have limited spots. There are more people that need help these days than there are those of us that are actually trying to help. And believe me, there's a lot of false light people out there that are trying to convince you that they're helping, but you got the skills and the tools, you got the discernment, you got the spiritual gifts. You know who's telling the truth and who's not telling the truth. So my tribe knows, we know. All right, so let's work together. Go ahead and like, subscribe, share this video if you enjoy the message and the content, so that way you can keep up with me. And that we can help each other all stay strong as not just individuals, but then as families, communities, hell, states, nations, and even better, a species. Let's really hold hands and kumbaya through the difficult moments, because what else are we going to do, right? We've already tried growing up and crying, and that doesn't work. So let's try something different. All right. I look forward to talking with you in my next video. Have a great day.